Hey, maybe you want to walk us through quick. We know that Chris has recently announced that he's not going to race Ironman anymore. Is half Ironman going to be his focus now? Xterra, we know he's performed well there. What's he thinking as far as what his season is going to be the rest of the year?
Well, watching the early 70.3 races, I really, I think Chris he can be successful in whatever he chooses to be, what he chooses to focus on. Honestly, I would like to see Chris focus more on Xterra. I think getting fifth at Maui with really no focus at all on that style of racing, I really think Chris could shoot for the world title in that, and that would be great to see. I know he loves Xterra. So I know, I think, coming out of Baja, he's probably on the fence about what he wants to do, really focus on. He's probably going to continue with both, but, he's going to, the sport's so specialized now that he's really going to have to make a decision, even between 70.3 and Xterra.
We've seen a lot of those guys. Nico Lebrun was at Xterra St. Croix, St. Croix 70.3, and he said that he's going to be shooting for Clearwater this November. Eneko Llanos competed at Ironman Lanzarote this past, and he's throwing his hat in the Ironman ring. So yeah, there are some of those big names who are doing the crossover, and they seem to be fairly successful at it so far.
Yeah, I think these guys they find success in one branch of the sport, and they just they wonder what it's like on the other side of the pond, and they just want to try it out. And Neko's really talented. He was winning, he's won ITU Long Course Worlds or Nice, and so, that was a couple, 2-3 years ago. So you always knew he was
on the radar.
Yeah, he was always on the radar to step it up. I don't think he'll stop doing Xterra, which is kind of his bread and butter. But I think Eneko will be, you'll see him in the Ironman more and more. And guys are just going to keep trying and figuring out, it's what keeps the sport fresh too, and what keeps it fresh to the athletes is you want to try new things and experiment and that kind of thing.
Go back to the roots of the sport in a way.
Yeah. I think Xterra is, athletes are, sometimes at the pro level, training and racing, it's become such a business that you want to reach out and try to grab a little bit of fun once again, and trying something new where maybe expectations are a little less. You can kind of go into it a little fresh and try something.
You were talking about ITU, those ITU athletes who have kind of come into the half Ironman and kind of come into their own in that race format. This past weekend at Temecula, we had Canadian Olympian Brent McMahon take number 1.
Yeah.
ITU U.S. National Pro Seth Wheeling from Boulder taking number 2. Then Josiah, who's an Xterra specialist, who's moving into the half Ironman segment, taking number 3. Those ITU guys are right up there. They're proving that that they can race.
Yeah, well, I think depending on the course in Xterra, it's either really a strength course that favors more of the Ironman guys, or it's either a course with short explosive hills that favors the ITU guys that have just they have that engine that just can go 0 to 90, where Ironman guys can just hold a real strong, steady state for long periods of time. So there's always courses that favor one style athlete or another. So